After my son Coop was born, it became pretty obvious what roles my wife and I would take. I was going to be the gas and she was going to be the brakes. She would be the one saying, be careful, don't run too fast, don't swing too high. And I was the one who was supposed to be encouraging him to climb trees and play hard and get dirty. But I got to be honest with you, I'm not much of a climb trees and get dirty guy. I'm more of a watch movies and read books kind of guy. But okay, I took the job, I'll do the job. At the mall near our house, they put up a rock climbing wall in the center court. And it was about 40 feet tall on a collapsible metal scaffold. And it had all the little handholds that mimic a rock face. So if there was ever a way to climb mountains without getting your hands dirty, this was the way to do it, right? So somehow I got it into my head that Coop was going to climb that wall. And every day we went to the mall and I paid whatever exorbitant fee they were asking for him to climb the wall. And every day he would try for his old man, and every day he'd get scared, and every day he'd quit. And this went on for a few weeks. And I went through what I call the 5 phases of fatherhood: enthusiasm, encouragement, inspiration, bribing, and shaming. Of course, enthusiasm is, this is going to be great. You're going to have so much fun. This is going to be awesome. And then encouragement, you can do it. You got this, no problem. And inspiration, yeah, I know it's tough. All the most worthwhile things are. And did you know that Tenzing Norgay climbed Mount Everest without oxygen, carrying all of Sir Edmund Hillary's shit on his back? And if he can do that, well, you can certainly do this. And then bribing. You climb that wall, I'll buy you water ice. Okay, an ice cream cone. Okay, an ice cream sundae. Okay, what do you want? I don't know. Do they have like an ice cream cone that turns into some sort of robot or something? And finally, shaming. Come on, what's wrong with you? Maybe your little sister can show you how to do this. My dad was a Depression era kid, and he came from tougher times, so he went right to shaming with me. When he was teaching me how to play catch, whenever I dropped the ball, he'd go, hey, nice catch, shit fingers. And I honestly thought that was part of the parlance of the game of baseball. And on the first day of Little League, I said to the coach's kid, nice catch, shit fingers. Made a lot of friends that day. Anyway, my son and I finally struck a deal that if he climbed the wall, I would climb the wall. And as soon as we made that deal, he scampered right up the wall, suckered me. But it was great. I couldn't have been prouder, not just for the wall, but for the suckering. I mean, he was so excited. It was cool to see that look of accomplishment on his face. It was a great dad moment until I had to pay up. I had to climb the wall. And not only climb the wall, but I had to do it enthusiastically. I had to do it with all that same dad authority I had shown when it was him on the wall. Just move your hand there to the left and it'll be fine. No, I'm eyeing this wall more carefully, and it's looking pretty flimsy. It's made to move from mall to mall and be able to collapse and go into it. And this was 40 pounds ago, and I still had to lie about my weight to let me climb the wall. But I climbed it. I had to. I'm a dad. I got almost all the way to the top before the wall started swaying back and forth. The whole wall. And I had to keep tight to the wall because if I hung out at it at all, the whole wall would move. And then I looked down. Another good rule, never look down. When I looked down, I saw a small crowd had started to gather in the center court of the local mall. And I guess that was to watch, the wall collapse. But in the center of that was my son looking up at me with this, "You show him, old man, look." And that's when I realized I couldn't do it. Now, to succeed in climbing the wall, there you had to hit the red button. There's a red button at the very top, but it's out on a piece that juts out. So you had to lay back pretty far to hit that red button and set off the buzzer. And if I leaned out, there was a good chance this whole wall was going to come down. And I looked down again at the crowd, and the crowd was bigger. And my son was looking at me with that "please don't embarrass me at the mall" look. And I'm up on the wall, sweating, heart beating mile a minute. But I've got a smile on, and there was just no way. Until this kind of grand realization hit me that I was a dad, and there was no quitting, there's no failing, there's no try, there's only do or do not. I'd have to climb that wall and hit that button, even if it meant bringing down the whole wall on top of me. So that's what I did. I climbed up the rest of the way, hit the button, climbed down like it was the easiest thing in the world. But inside, I realized it was a defining moment for me as a dad, as a person. Despite all my worries and concerns and reservations about being good enough to be a father, we'd be okay because I would do anything for my kids. I'd rather die than let them down. And I'm not saying that I'm a perfect dad or that my kids have never been disappointed, but I found the confidence in me to do the best job I could for them and not ever give up. Quick postscript. When I was writing this story, I wanted to check my memory of the events leading up to this singular defining moment of my existence, of my life as a father. So I asked my son, "Hey, remember when we did the climbing wall over at the mall?" And he said, "I think so."